Hello everybody, Navy Vet 76 here, and I thought I would show you my Kropatcheck die set that I ordered from CH4D. These dies were ordered approximately 3 years ago. CH4D has a huge backlog as I understand it. And the other thing was my die set was a special order for my Kropatcheck. I had the full-length sizing die modified and also the seating die to load a 331 thousandths diameter cast bullet, which means that my ball diameter, the next sizing ball, is, I believe it's 329, and they opened up the seating die to 332 thousandths to allow for clearance for this bullet right here. Now, what I have found after a lot of trial and error is that my Kropatcheck slugs at, as I've said in my previous videos, at 331 thousandths diameter. So I got a 338 Lapua mold, and I sized the bullet out of the mold at 331 thousandths with a gas check, and they look like this. I used A-locks on these because it was convenient. I do have a lubricizer over here, and I thought about ordering a die for the lubricizer and eliminate the A-locks because I believe the A-locks is so messy. Now, you'll notice that the necks on my Kropatchecks are turned down. In my final workup, which was today, I've discovered that the wall thickness on mine with this particular bullet needs to be approximately 7.5 thousandths thick wall thickness on the neck, and that seems to work. So there's that. Now you'll also notice on these, I'm sorry, I'm making faces while I record this video. It's hard to see, but there's a bushing in there to bring the diameter down so that I can use boxer primers. Now the original bullets were Berdan primed. Now this is a Berdan primed bullet. I wish I could get this to focus better. And I have it marked because I reloaded it with smokeless powder. These are 8x56R cases, and I believe they were probably loaded with a smokeless load. These are dated, this one's dated 1903. The case head stamp is 1903. This was my second time trying to reload these. I haven't even shot this yet. The primers either go or they don't, and if they go, there's slow ignition, and I'm just easy way to use it up, and then I'll knock the primer out and put a bushing in it. Now I do have some. Where's my Kropatcheck? I have some already done, but what I did was I run an end mill down in that pocket after I pulled the spent primer out and got rid of the anvil in there, and I've come up with 80 thousandths approximate hole for clearance for the removing the primer, because the pin on my full-length sizing die is at 70 thousandths. So there's that, because the first time I reloaded, actually the second time I reloaded these, The pin got stuck in the hole because the hole was too small, and I went through like 50, there's like 40 of them here. And then when I got all the primers knocked out, I drilled the hole out to 80,000, so I shouldn't have that problem again. They're a real pain in the butt to reload, but I'm getting there. I can only get so many shots on these, and then I'll have to, I've got like 1,000, bear with me. I got like 1,000 of these from 1904, 1903, or whenever they were packaged. And this is what they look like when they come out of the package. Now this is a wood bullet. And I want to show you some things on this. There's a little step right here you probably can't see on the camera. It brings that diameter up a little bit. And according to my calipers, this measures 325 thousandths. Now bear in mind my groove diameter is 331. I get down on that step. I mean, actually it's 324, 325. It's just some kind of a, oh, it's a mismatch when they turned it. Now I've pulled these apart before. And the original bullet for the Kropatcheck was probably at bore diameter, not groove diameter. And if I can get this out, they come out pretty easy. There it is out of the case. And you'll notice it has a hole in the bottom. Well, that's what the bullets look like. The cast bullets or jacketed bullets, I believe, eventually looked like. And what happened was when they were fired, the base would expand and engage the groove diameter on the way out of the barrel. Now, this is the original 8x60, and I'll see if I can get down in here. There's cotton down in here, as you can see there. And I'm trying to get it all out of there. Okay, I think I've still got cotton down there. I had a pick before, I can't find it. No, I think I got all the cotton out. Now, I'm going to move the camera so I can show you. I'm pouring the powder out. It looks like black powder. It may be black powder. But that's what comes out underneath that cotton filler. And I don't know. I think it could possibly be black powder, just looking at the grains. So I really don't know. I'm going to guess black powder, but I don't know. In 1904, it could have gone either way. And then this is what you get. Now I can fire this to get that primer to go off and then use the hydraulic method to remove the primer. And then what I would do is I would anneal the entire case. And because these are brittle, I've had a lot of failures on these just because they're old and the brass is very brittle. But these are survivors here that I've loaded. And if you can look, you can see the difference, and they clean up pretty nice, really. And if this gun wasn't so much fun to shoot, I wouldn't waste my time on it. But I will tell you that half the fun of shooting the Kropatcheck is the reloading. That's what I like about these old firearms. And I just happened to luck on to these when I bought the firearm. the guy happened to have approximately 1,000 of these in a box that came with the rifle. Had it not been for that, I would have used a, I don't have it out, 348 Winchester cases, which are very close to the dimensions of the Kropatcheck, and I have one that I did resize, but here it is over here. That's a 348 Winchester that I resized, and you can see it's a little long and needs trimmed, because again, these are 8x56, and the Winchester looks to be about 58 or so millimeters long, but that hasn't been fire formed or anything, but I could actually load that and after I trim it down, and it would fire form when I shot the first round. Now you see that the Kropatcheck has a taper on the rim. The Winchester does not. The diameters are very, very close, and it does cycle, so I really don't have to do anything to the rim here, the base, or do the chamfer. It cycled just fine. But if you know, 348 Winchesters are hard to find, and they're very expensive. I don't know of another parent case at the moment. I just know the 348 Winchesters will work. This is also a good parent case for the Italian Vetterli. So I got options, but these are so expensive, I will only use them as a last resort. Now I have some Kropatchecks that the Berdan primer has been removed from. The hole needs to be drilled, and then I will make a bushing to slip in there and then press in my primer. Now, some of the bushings come out when you knock your spent primers out, your spent boxer primers out, but I work in a machine shop. I can make my own bushings, and yeah, it's time consuming. But again, if you want to shoot the Kropatcheck, that's what you got to do. Anyway, the CH4D dies finally came in, and I'm sure that this rifle will fire just like it did in my other video, but I did promise you that I would show you the CH4D. I got it right now in my classic turret press because they'll go in there. I also have a rock chucker. They'd go in there as well. I use the rock chucker on cases that are kind of heavy duty, like my Martini Henry, and because the case is so big. But the Elite turret press is beat up, and I've had to cobble some things together to get it repaired, but it has done me well ever since I began reloading. Thanks for watching. See you out at the range. Navy Vet out.